Good morning, and welcome to the 2020 Alumni of Achievement Award ceremony of the UAH Alumni Association. My name is Eric St. John, and I'm your 2020-2021 UAH Alumni Association President. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to thank you for joining us this morning as we honor 7 of our most outstanding and accomplished alumni. It is wonderful to have so many alumni, friends, faculty, and staff join us today via Zoom. We appreciate your support and acknowledge the time, commitment, and resources you have given to empower our alumni and propel UAH and our charters forward. Now, we will hear a word from our UAH President, Dr. Darren Dawson.
Thank you, Eric. It's a real privilege for me to be here at the 2020 Alumni of Achievement Award ceremony. And I want to thank each of you for representing our university so well through your accomplishments. You are a testament to what hard work, passion, and creativity can achieve, and the university is proud to have played a role in your endeavors. And now I'd like to take this opportunity to provide an update on the progress that we've made at the university. I'd like to thank our faculty, staff, and students and alumni and friends for all the hard work that led to many of the accomplishments that are documented in this presentation. UAH has experienced a period of unprecedented growth. For the 6th straight year, we have established a new record for students enrolled. And this fall, we reached the milestone of 10,000 students. Along with this growth came an increase in the number of degrees conferred, with more than 2,200 last year. In addition to rising enrollment and catalyzing student success, our research programs have never been stronger. At an estimated $125 million last year, we set a new record for annual R&D expenditures. The freshman class rounds out at 1,350, and once more, the 2020 enrollees have exhibited extraordinary academic performance. This freshman class has an average ACT of 27.6 and an average high school GPA of 3.88. These students are flourishing at UAH because we provide an exceptional educational experience through high-quality academic programs and state-of-the-art research and creative opportunities. Indeed, one of the largest student organizations on campus, the Space Hardware Club, has a long history of tackling exciting projects that allow students to test theory from the classroom in a real-world setting. The club will launch a rocket at the 2021 Spaceport America Cup competition in New Mexico. Whether continuing on to graduate school directly from an undergraduate program or returning to school to gain advanced knowledge, our graduate programs provide the platform for career advancement. Our master's and doctoral programs provide high-impact graduate educational experience in engineering, the sciences, business, nursing, education, the arts, humanities, and social sciences. With almost 2,000 students, our graduate programs provide a broad continuum of educational experiences across several domains. For example, Ryan Gott is a doctoral candidate in Dr. Gabe Schu's Plasma and Electrodynamics Research Lab. Ryan was one of the 70 awardees selected nationwide to receive a Department of Energy Graduate Research Fellowship. As part of his fellowship opportunity, Ryan will study plasma science and enabling technologies at Sandia National Laboratory in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our faculty, staff, and students continue to perform cutting-edge research across academic colleges and 17 research centers and institutes. Furthermore, UAH continues to be prominent in the National Science Foundation Top 20 National Rankings for federally funded research. Aerospace engineering is our highest-ranked program. This program is ranked 5th in the United States with regard to research expenditures. Other research rankings include 8th in economics, 11th in computer and information sciences, 12th in atmospheric sciences, and 12th in astronomy and astrophysics. We also rank 11th nationally in NASA-sponsored research and 28th in DoD-sponsored research. We continue to strengthen our diversity inclusion efforts by improving cultural awareness and encouraging self-understanding through education, training, and engagement with others. By offering programs that promote cross-cultural perspectives, UAH fosters an inclusive environment for people of all races, cultures, ages, religions, abilities, genders, and sexual orientations. For example, at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commemoration program, the university community had the opportunity to hear from Bob Zellner, an influential leader in the civil rights movement. Mr. Zellner offered insights and advice for those involved in the fight for justice and equality, while reminding us all that the time is always right to do what is right. As part of our mission, we strive to educate individuals to be productive members of society, and our graduates are thriving in the workplace. According to PayScale, our graduates are earning an average starting salary of almost $58,000, the highest among universities in Alabama. To assist our students, our Career Center focuses on career development and experiential learning to help our students find their niche and gain real-world experience in their careers. The quality of our center was recognized by the Alabama Association of Colleges and Employers with 4 state awards last year. UAH is an economic catalyst for the state of Alabama and the region. The university's annual economic impact of $475 million in the state of Alabama is manifested in many modalities, such as the number of UAH graduates who remain in Alabama after graduation, the discovery of new knowledge, which drives innovation and creation of new commercial products and services, and the wages and benefits paid by UAH as Madison County's 10th largest employer, greatly contributing to the local and state tax base. To accelerate the growth of technology-based ventures through incubation, our Invention to Innovation Center, or I2C, is home to 20 startups, which represents a 70% occupancy rate in the first year. I2C companies span a broad range of technology and market verticals and leverage our faculty expertise, student talent, and the state-of-the-art facilities to lead new venture creation across the North Alabama region. Our campus facilities provide a dynamic educational environment where technology and human understanding converge. To keep pace with our enrollment, growth, and research capabilities, we have continued to expand and modernize our core campus research infrastructure. To this end, Morton Hall reopened in August after undergoing an extensive renovation and expansion, bringing the total building size to 108,000 square feet. Housing the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, almost every freshman will attend classes within this building. The new addition includes classrooms, lecture halls, and a large black box theater, student study spaces, and other amenities for students. And finally, Spraggins Hall, originally constructed in 1977, was in need of exterior renovations. This project used a metal panel system to provide a clean, modern interface for UAH athletics and thereby improve the first impression of athletics to assist with student recruitment. We are eternally grateful to all our supporters, and I want to express my sincere appreciation to all of them. The encouragement and engagement provided by our supporters are instrumental in moving this university to the next level. The administration, faculty, and staff are fully committed to invest in the exciting work ahead. By continuing to work together, I am certain we will meet our goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Dawson. We are encouraged by your leadership of our university. Hopefully, our alumni can all come back to campus soon to see the exciting changes in person and take pride in how UAH, their alma mater, is transforming. Now, we'd like to recognize and present the 2020 Alumni of Achievement Awards. The Alumni of Achievement Award is the highest honor presented by the UAH Alumni Association. The award recognizes UAH graduates who exemplify the high standards of the university through their personal and professional accomplishments. Today, we welcome 7 alumni from different colleges into this exceptional group. Dr. Karen Frith, Professor and Associate Dean of Graduate Programs for the UAH College of Nursing, will introduce our College of Nursing honoree.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Karen Frith, and it's my honor to introduce Dr. Lynn Hogan, who is the recipient of the Alumni of Achievement Award from the College of Nursing. Dr. Hogan is a graduate of the Master of Science in Nursing and the Doctor of Nursing Practice degree from UAH. Dr. Hogan has been a nurse leader, and a nurse educator for over 30 years, serving the citizens of North Alabama. Dr. Hogan is the department chair at Calhoun Community College. She has influenced associate degree education in Alabama by serving as the chair of the Alabama Community College System's LPN to RN Career Mobility Curriculum Committee and the vice president of the Alabama Council of Administrators of Professional Nursing Education Programs. Recognizing her leadership in nursing education, the Alabama Board of Nursing appointed her to the Education Advisory Council. Her local leadership includes hosting an annual nursing symposium and serving on the Decatur-Morgan County Healthcare Alliance. Currently, Dr. Hogan is working with the UAH College of Nursing to create a joint program with Calhoun Community College. The importance of this work cannot be overstated because the joint nursing program will prepare more graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree to serve Alabama and beyond. Making this innovative educational approach a reality has required trust, creative thinking, and perseverance. And I'm pleased to say that the first class will be admitted in spring 2021. Throughout her career, Dr. Hogan has ensured high-quality patient care and excellent educational experiences for students. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate Dr. Hogan on her outstanding achievements.
Hello, and thank you. I am so honored to receive this award today. There's so many people I need to say thank you to. I have indebted to Dr. Karen Frith and her guidance in guiding my thinking and helping my path to completion to the UAH College of Nursing. So many people there that have poured into my life. Thank you to the Alumni Association. I'm thankful that Calhoun Community College allows me to work in a leadership role where I have the opportunity to contribute and influence the future of nursing. I'm the youngest of a family of 5 of educators, and I have great examples of leadership, of teaching and leadership in my parents and my siblings. Though early on I decided to do something completely different and went into nursing. Thank you, Mama, for never questioning my choices and for allowing me to do what I wanted to do and look where I ended up anyway, in education. I'm so thankful to my husband and my 6 children who have been my supporters and cheerleaders and allowed me to function in this role in my work, in my career. 2020 has been a year of significant challenges for many of us, for all of us, and even before coronavirus made its mark on 2020. It was a significant year, and my nursing friends know that it's the International Year of the Nurse and the Midwife. Florence Nightingale was the founder of modern nursing and the thought leader, and had great ideas that influenced the way we function as nurses today. In fact, her influence on the importance of fresh air and healthy food and cleanliness were influenced in the way we function as nurses today. In fact, she said, frequently wash your hands. So I'm just in awe of the list of honorees and that my name is included in that. And I'm just thankful to all of these people that have poured into my life to allow me to be here today to say thank you publicly to them. Thank you. Take good care.
Thank you, Dr. Hogan. Your passion for nursing and serving the public does not go unnoticed. We are delighted that you are a UAH nursing alum, and we are honored to recognize you for your contributions to our community. Introducing our next honoree for the College of Business will be Dr. Dorla Evans, Professor Emerita of the Finance Department.
It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you today Andy Katos, one of the Alumni of Achievement Award recipients at UAH today. Andy was a founder and is the president and CEO of Service First Bank, the 3rd largest bank here in Madison County. Andy was there at NASDAQ the day the bank went public. What an extraordinary opportunity that must have been for him. In the early days of the bank, he must have been a very busy young man, but he found time in his schedule to come back to UAH into the classroom and share his experiences. He talked about how to raise capital in the marketplace, how to jump through the regulatory hoops, and how to operate a bank. That was a level of reality that he shared with the students that frankly we professors just can't provide because we haven't been there. 14 years later, after starting Service First Bank, and 28 years after starting his career in commercial banking, Andy has announced that Service First Bank has passed the 1 billion mark in terms of deposits. Congratulations, Andy. That's quite an achievement. Andy is a leader in Huntsville on numerous boards and charitable organizations. He's also on the Business Advisory Council that helps the dean. But besides helping the dean, Andy has also been directly there helping the students in terms of scholarships. What was Andy like back in 1991? Well, actually, he was kind of quiet. He had a 4.0 GPA in his finance classes, but, you know, based on the privacy rules, maybe I wasn't supposed to tell you that. But he also showed he had potential. He went with a small group of students to the provost when we had only one finance professor to teach an entire curriculum. And he and the students were able to get more finance faculty hired, made a big difference. Thank you, Andy. And Andy, we're proud of you. The college is proud of you. I'm proud of you. And we wish you ever more growing success. And now, here's Andy.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Evans, for the introduction, and most of all, your many years of dedication to UAH and your students. You joined our university nearly 30 years ago, and it is not a coincidence that the College of Business has grown and thrived since that time. Thank you again for everything you have done for our school and for me personally. I also want to thank the faculty and staff at UAH and the Alumni Association for this honor. I joked with my family and friends that other potential recipients must have had conflicts this morning for you all to get down to me on the list. But all kidding aside, I'm flattered by the honor and I don't take it lightly. I've been very blessed to have seen a lot in my banking career. I've been through a bank merger at another company early in my career. I've been fortunate enough to be part of a bank startup with Service First and the incredible run that continues through today. I was fortunate to join our leadership team in New York with the NASDAQ Stock Exchange in 2014 to be part of the closing bell ceremony shortly following our IPO. Most of all, I've been able to meet some wonderful people along the way that include mentors, peers, clients, and incredibly hardworking team members I've been blessed to be surrounded by over the years. All of these experiences would not have been possible without it first starting at UAH. The school not only provided me with a top-tier education, but it also opened up so many doors for me and helped me form relationships that exist to this day. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Dr. David Billings, who was the Dean of the Business School when I was a student. Through his leadership, the state-of-the-art College of Business building was constructed and finally put the business school where it needed to be to complement the other fine colleges of the university. I remember a situation where many of us as students needed a money-making class a semester earlier than originally scheduled so that we could graduate that following spring. He not only listened to us, he ended up teaching the class himself, allowing us to graduate on time. This is something I'll never forget. The business school has also gone on to put practical business application into its curriculum, such as forming the capital management group that empowers students to invest actual TVA money. This program was led for many years by Dr. John Burnett, who was instrumental in tying the business school to the business community, not only through this program, but by helping to connect his students with local business leaders for future job opportunities. This type of personal attention exists today. I've been fortunate enough to be a member of the Business School's advisory board and have enjoyed every minute of it. I continue to see firsthand how Dr. Jason Green and his team genuinely listen to the feedback of our board and put it into practice. I've been so impressed with his leadership and know the future of our school is in great hands. I couldn't accept this honor without acknowledging my family. Both my in-laws and my parents have been excellent examples that nothing comes without hard work. My in-laws have owned a small business for many years and know the rewards and challenges that come with that. But most of all, they believe in running a business the right way with their ethical reputation being the most important asset of all. To my mother and dearly departed father, the sacrifices you made for me and my brothers and sisters made us who we are today. Both my parents immigrated to the U.S. from Cyprus in the 50s. My mother left Cyprus for London as a young child, only to have to take cover from the German bombing blitz during the war. My mother came to the U.S. as a young woman with her family, and she, her mother, and father worked in the garment district in New York City to do what they had to provide for their family. As a young man, I watched her work long, late hours in multiple retail and factory jobs to get us what we needed, but she was still always there for me. My father came to America as a young man, alone, and put himself through college by working multiple jobs as a hotel bellman, bartender, and waiter, all jobs that allowed him to serve and appreciate other people. And I later watched how he illustrated this in life by how he treated other people and is a great tipper. My father went on to get his undergraduate and master's degrees in physics. Between he and my mother did what they could to help all 6 of us get college educations. The 2 of them are just great examples of what work ethic looks like, and I've modeled my career and advised others based off of my firsthand experience of watching my parents. Finally, I'm so grateful to be blessed with 2 beautiful daughters, both inside and out, who give me purpose in helping them achieve their dreams just as my parents did the same for me. And for my beautiful, caring wife, Sarah Lauren, who has supported me every step along the way, and who has to remind me from time to time to stop and smell the roses. An example of this is when our leadership team was invited to NASDAQ with a closing bell. I had a lot going on at work at the time and felt too busy to make the trip. My wife basically said, "Do you know what kind of rare thing this is? You may never have this opportunity again. You have good people back at the office. You can handle things for a couple of days. You need to go." She was right. With that advice, I made the trip to New York, and I'm so glad I didn't miss that opportunity. Again, thank you to the event coordinators for putting this event together during some highly unusual times, and to the guests who have dialed in. I also want to congratulate the other recipients. I'm truly humbled to be mentioned with you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Your leadership in the banking industry and your contributions to the business community represent the qualities and achievements we strive to celebrate through this award each year. To introduce our next honoree for the College of Engineering is previous Alumni of Achievements awardee, Tim Thornton.
It is my great honor to introduce my friend and colleague, Eric Gregorian, as the recipient of the 2020 College of Engineering Alumni of Achievement Award. I have known Eric since 1982 when we both attended UAH College of Engineering and were Delta Chi fraternity brothers. As an undergraduate, Eric was very active in extracurricular activities, which included leadership roles in the IEEE student chapter, serving as chair, UAH Student Engineering Council, and Delta Chi fraternity, serving as Education and Scholarship Committee chair. Besides all the volunteering, Eric was also very studious. He was a recipient of the UAH Electrical Engineering Departmental Scholarship and was inducted into Eta Kappa Nu, the Electrical Engineering Honor Society, Tau Beta Pi, the Engineering Honor Society, and the Order of Engineer. As if that was not enough, while Eric was in the U.S. on a student visa, he also tutored and refereed soccer games at the collegiate level, all while finishing his bachelor's degree in 3 years. In 1983, Eric earned his Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. In 1987, he also earned his Master's of Science in Electrical and Computing Engineering. After his master's, Eric continued to take additional graduate level classes, and he completed all of his requirements towards a PhD in electrical engineering. However, due to time constraints, he timed out on completion of his doctoral dissertation. His research interests were in the area of biomedical engineering, and thus both his master's and PhD research concentrated on the human physiological analysis. Eric has over 36 years of experience in DoD and commercial markets. His career accomplishments include Executive Manager at Intergraph Corporation, Chief Engineer and Vice President at Applied Data Trends, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at QPC Inc., Director of Computational Competency Center at ZI Imaging, Vice President of Engineering and Manufacturing at AAR Integrated Technologies, Director of Engineering and Manufacturing at Ulista Aviation, and currently Chief of Aviation Systems Division and Chief Engineer at GTRI Applied Systems Laboratory. He is a registered professional engineer in Alabama and a project management professional. He holds a balanced scorecard certificate, a GTRI program management certificate, and a GTRI cybersecurity certificate. He jointly holds patents for a tactical feedback plunger switch and for an apparatus for developing embedded software and a process for making the same. Eric's personal awards and recognition include UH Distinguished Young Engineering Alumni Award, two-time recipients of the IEEE Huntsville Section's Professional of the Year Award, IEEE Region 3 Outstanding Engineer Award, HATS Joseph Moquin Professional of the Year Award, GTRI Outstanding Performance in Program Development Award, GTRI STEM Outreach Team Award, and Intergraph Presidential Quality Award. He has served as a board member of the UH Alumni Association, also serving as first vice chair for BizTech and for Rocket Hatch. Eric has been actively engaged in several professional organizations, including IEEE, where he served in leadership roles with the Huntsville Section, Region 3, and national level. He has also served as co-chair and general chair for the IEEE Southeast Con in 2008 and 2019. He serves as the technical committee member for the Vertical Lift Society Redstone chapter. He is a member of the Army Aviation Association of America. He is a committee member for the National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying. He also serves on the Standards Committee for the Intelligent Transportation System Data Bus. Eric exemplifies all the characteristics for selection as a UH Alumni Achievement honoree. He is committed to furthering engineering advancements while volunteering and mentoring, including K through 12 STEM, and of course, as an active UH alumnus.
Good morning, friends, family, fellow honorees, and distinguished guests and participants. I'd like to thank Tim Thornton for that great introduction and for nominating me for this award. I would also like to congratulate fellow awardees, as I'm sincerely honored to be included with the others, and welcome all distinguished guests participating in this virtual event. Please accept my humble appreciation for this nomination and my selection as UH's 2020 Engineering Alumni of Achievement Award recipient. I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to the UH Alumni Association for their consideration, and Dr. Mal Hingham, Dean of Engineering Department, for endorsing this nomination. As an immigrant to this great country, I was the first member of my immediate family that moved to Huntsville in 1979 during Iran's revolution. At the time, I was 17 years old and graduated from Grissom High School 8 months later, and subsequently decided to pursue an electrical engineering degree at UAH. At the time, I never imagined that I would be continuing my technical career in Huntsville after graduating from UAH. When I was a child back in Iran, I always had a knack for tinkering with gadgets, such as radios and building electrical kits. And I was beyond fascinated with how the electrical components worked. Some of my tinkering actually got me into trouble, including the occasional electroshocks when trying to repair household electrical items. The Gregorian clan has been comprised of many engineers and architects, and it felt like I was destined to be one too. Back in the early days of the UAH, was much different than the campus looks like today. That was the days of the UNIVAC mainframe computer and its best friend, the good old punch card machine. Most days ran to the late hours waiting for results, and that was assuming that the cards were in the right order and he had not mistyped. But all jokes aside, early years also for some of the great friendships that to this day I cherish and maintain. UH is also a perfect university and a perfect city to provide the perfect engineering education. As with any higher education institutions, universities are intended to provide you with the necessary theoretical basis, and it is up to each student to make the best of their education and carry into their professional careers. Something that I'll always remember is how one of my professors told me that information is never as straightforward as the reader might perceive it is. Rather than accepting information as face value, he always encouraged me to analyze information and trace it back to the foundations of my engineering education. And I believe that years of following his advice has in turn helped me become aware of the engineering field and its developments. My growth as an engineer also bolstered in activities outside the lecture halls. Engagement and volunteering within the technical community was also a priority early on in my career. Besides the fact that participating in various state and community-based events allowed me to increase my exposure to different aspects of the engineering field, it also afforded me with the opportunity to network and pursue leadership roles. The knowledge, experience, and connection that I gained from these extracurricular activities helped with building the foundations for my career. As with any activity, supporting family, friendships, continuous learning, hard work, collaboration, risk-taking, opportunity timing, and failure all shape one's character. And this has been no different for me. Passing the torch of knowledge, which includes focus on engineering, enabling STEM for a younger generation, mentoring, providing the opportunity to the up-and-coming engineers is what we all need to do to give back to this great country that provides us with the greatest opportunity in the country for which I now proudly call home. I would like to particularly thank my family, my wife Mauro, my kids Miles and Nina for being there and supporting me, to my parents for instilling values, to my friends who encouraged me to look at different paths, and to my colleagues for trusting me and allowing me to pursue my interests. Once again, I would like to thank UAH for honoring me for this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. What a truly exceptional story, and one we are truly fortunate to be a part of. We are thrilled to have you as an engineering honoree. To introduce our next honoree for the College of Science is UAH Department Chair and Professor of Physics and Astronomy, Dr. James Miller.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jessica Gaskin. Jessica came to UAH following her master's in astronomy at Case Western Reserve University. She went on to get a PhD in physics from UAH while working as a graduate research assistant with the X-ray group at Marshall Space Flight Center. Her doctorate and experience at UAH prepared her well, as is now clear, for a highly successful career in high-energy astrophysics at NASA. During her 16 years as a NASA civil servant, she has led scientific balloon missions, developed instrumentation for planetary science, was the NASA study scientist for the LINX X-ray Observatory flagship mission concept. And as far as I know, LINX is the only NASA mission name that is actually not an acronym. It's actually named after the cat, and is the Deputy Principal Investigator for LEAP, which is an acronym standing for Large Area Polarimeter, an external International Space Station payload designed to measure the polarization of jets associated with gamma ray bursts. She is also one of only 10 members to serve on the Astrophysics Advisory Committee, which provides recommendations directly to the Director of Astrophysics in the Science Missions Directorate at NASA. Most recently, Jessica received the prestigious NASA Silver Achievement Medal for her continued efforts within the agency. Since receiving her doctorate, Jessica has given multiple guest lectures in the UH Physics Department's Frontiers of Science class and in the Introduction to Systems Engineering class. Worked with UAH faculty on her projects under the NASA Visiting Faculty Program. Has mentored dozens of students, many of which have been UAH graduates and undergraduates. Has hired UAH students to work on multiple instrument projects and has regularly volunteered for other UAH-sponsored events, such as the Science Olympiad. In addition to her continued involvement with UAH, she regularly gives public and professional talks in Huntsville and around the globe, promoting the value of high-energy astrophysics and its necessary role in understanding the universe. On behalf of the Department of Physics and Astronomy, we heartily congratulate her on her success, all her future success, and this well-deserved award.
Good morning. I'm incredibly honored to be receiving the UAH Alumni of Achievement Award today. and am grateful to have been nominated by those whom I respect and have relied on over the years as a student and in my professional career at NASA. NASA exists to provide us with a path to achieve the seemingly impossible. Because of the desire to achieve what no one has done before and to reach beyond our current state of knowledge, NASA missions can take multiple decades to come to fruition. Because of this, it is imperative that we train the next generation of researchers now, as UAH is, to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Like many before me, as a child, I dreamed of working for NASA, of exploring the universe and unraveling the mysteries that lurk in the vastness of space. UAH allowed me to achieve my goal and to turn that dream into a reality. UAH encouraged me to work at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center while I was earning my degree. This accomplished a lot of things. By doing this, I was able to gain a comprehensive understanding of how NASA as an organization worked and how NASA researchers worked before I decided on my career path. I was also able to formulate very lasting and critical relationships with NASA personnel and to realize the path that I needed to take to become a permanent civil service hire. The relationship between NASA and UAH is unique. And this is the relationship between UAH and NASA Marshall, and it must be fostered. It is essential to building a strong community in Huntsville and to creating an environment in which innovation and breakthroughs can be made. This relationship is not just between Marshall and the physics department at UAH, it's across the entire university. NASA requires expertise in many areas to be successful. I'll give you an example. On one particular project, recent project that I just completed, it's called the Lynx X-ray Observatory, which was to conceptualize the next generation flagship mission for NASA. So following James Webb Space Telescope and the Roman Telescope, the next mission after that. I invited support from students and faculty in the Department of Physics, the Department of Engineering, Industrial and Systems Engineering and Engineering Management, and even psychology. Physics and engineering aided in the payload development and management of the concept, while industrial engineering and psychology helped to analyze the state of the environment in which we were proposing. A personal goal of mine is to facilitate this relationship, not just between NASA and UAH, between NASA, Marshall, and the community, and to affect change within my own organization within NASA by guiding students and postdocs who are interested in a degree and career in STEM, by informing students of NASA opportunities like research grants and fellowships, and to mentor and inspire individuals of all ages. Now it is my great honor to thank those who have mentored and inspired me. Thank you to Dr. Jim Miller, who nominated me for this award, and to the entire UAH faculty and other faculty at UAH who have supported my projects and me over the years. A special thank you to Dr. Don Gregory, whose professional experience and dedication to the NASA UAH student-researcher relationship has been strong over the years. I would also like to thank the many students that I have had the privilege to work with and to learn from throughout my professional career. Each and every one has taught me something valuable, has made me a better person, and has made me a better researcher. I am infinitely grateful to my mom, Berta Gaskin, who taught me compassion for others, the value of inclusion, and that the world is a big place filled with people who have different ideas, all of whom should be respected and listened to. To my dad, Bill Gaskin, who planted and nurtured the idea that I could do and be anything that I wanted, and for challenging my theories whenever he could in order to push me a little bit harder. He inspired me to reach for the stars and was there for every trip and fall to help me get back up again. To my brothers and sisters who taught me the value of competition and teamwork from an early age. And finally, there are no words that are sufficient to thank my amazing husband, Val Corman, also a UAH graduate, who has supported me through the many, many, many late work nights, the missed vacations, and loads of work travel, which usually happen at the most inconvenient times, including a broken arm. He is my rock and my soul, and his understanding of why I do what I do and the effort it takes is nothing less than heroic. I'll conclude by saying that I am very proud to be a UAH alumnus, and am looking forward to seeing what opportunities the future will hold. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessica. It is wonderful to see how UAH has impacted your career in the science industry. We are so proud of your dedication and the strides you are making in your profession. To introduce our next honoree for the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences is Virgil Schaefer.
Welcome, invited guests. I first met Jerry when we were both students at the University of Southern California. Upon my graduation and becoming a lieutenant in the Air Force, I enticed Jerry to leave with an offer of marriage. On her 20th birthday, she married me. On her 21st birthday, she celebrated in Paris, France. Following that, we added 2 sons while we were overseas, and after the Berlin Wall was erected, we recycled back to the States in a 4-engine propeller aircraft with 2 babies under 2 years of age. After traveling a number of different air bases, staying there, we wound up in Los Angeles, where Jerry was elected the president of the Los Angeles Air Force Station Wives Club. We lived in a location that was called Palos Verdes. I had to use a very, very strong enticement to get Jerry to leave a location where we overlooked Catalina Island and come to a place called Marshall Space Flight Center. I introduce my wife of 61 years, Jerry Schaefer.
Good morning, everybody. More than 40 years ago, my immediate family, Virgil, my husband and career officer, and our 3 sons, Mark, Andrew, and Matthew, we relocated from Los Angeles to Huntsville, Alabama. Being a military wife and familiar with moving into new communities, I made it a point to become part of it. After deciding on a church, it was the PTA, school activities, band parents, volunteering, trying new experience like eating grits. Ours was an active family and full of life. Before too much time passes, someone will ask you to volunteer for a big event. I became the volunteer chairperson for a major fundraising event for the museum. The fundraising event was the North Alabama Decorator Show House of 1983. The selected house to be refurbished was none other than the University Nugent House. And who owned it? UAH. The house was open daily, including food service, for several weeks. It was a big job that was very successful and a lot of work. When I came to Huntsville, I was a 3-year older transfer student from USC. And my goal was to complete my bachelor's degree. So I lacked just 1 year of further instruction, further learning, and I'd be home. But easy? Not if you change your majors. I went from science labs to art labs. And what I learned enabled me to grow within the arts, to be comfortable and original in my endeavors, and to love what I do. I am proud to be a graduate of UAH. I am very proud to receive this achievement award. Many thanks to Dave Ragsdale and Jennifer Brost for their secret nomination of me. It was a wonderful surprise and most welcome experience. Thank you also, members of the Alumni Association, for sponsoring a remarkable yearly event. And I learned to love grits.
Thank you, Jerry. Your creative mind, innovation, entrepreneurship are representative of the traits that we seek in our alumni, and your UAH arts degree seems to have had a dramatic impact on you both personally and professionally. To introduce our next honoree is Dr. Beth Quick, Dean of the College of Education.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mrs. Taylor Childers Wisnant as the College of Education's Outstanding Alumnus of Achievement. Taylor quickly distinguished herself as an undergraduate while enrolled in the elementary education program and was awarded the UAH Departmental Honors Award in Education, as well as the Outstanding Undergraduate Achievement Award in Education in 2014, the same year she earned her Bachelor of Arts in Elementary and Collaborative Education. Upon graduating, Ms. Wisnant served as a special education teacher and 6th grade science teacher at Arab Junior High School from 2014 through 2020. Her excellence was recognized by her colleagues when she was voted Teacher of the Year in the 2016-17 school year. In addition to her classroom teaching, Taylor is also actively involved. She has coached multiple middle school and high school robotics teams. She has taught robotics and Scholars Bowl classes. It should also be noted that Ms. Wisnant was simultaneously enrolled in our UAH Master of Education degree program in differentiated instruction. Her pattern of leadership and education was consistently noted by the faculty, and she graduated in 2016. In March 2020, she was hired to teach special education at Lynn Fanning Elementary School in Madison County Schools. She remains employed there now as a 3rd grade math, science, and social studies teacher. Additionally, Taylor continues to faithfully serve in a leadership role and capacity as the program delivery partner for First Lego League in Alabama, a position she's held since 2015. Always the ever-engaged learner, she is also currently enrolled in an education specialist degree program at the University of Alabama in Birmingham in collaborative and reading education and will complete that degree next December. Taylor has been an active member of the Teacher Education Advisory Council, and I've had the distinct pleasure of observing Taylor grow from an undergraduate student to a novice teacher, to a teacher leader, to a mentor, a graduate student, and I've observed her dedication and efforts in her work with the robotics competitions, as well as other events such as the Girls in Science and Engineering Days at UAH. It is my distinct honor to recommend Taylor when she began her EDS program in which she's now enrolled. I am confident that the excellence she has already demonstrated in only the last 6 years since graduating are just a forethought of what's to come. Taylor, you make the College of Education incredibly proud. Thank you for making a difference every day in the lives of the students and the families with whom you interact.
Hello, I'm Taylor Wisnant. First, I would like to thank the UAH Alumni Association for this award, and thank you to my amazing nominators who felt like I deserved this and thought so much of me. It is such an honor to be selected as the recipient of the UAH Alumni of Achievement Award. I've had so many amazing people in my life that have helped me to get where I am now, who have inspired me to push myself, to reach further, study harder, apply for a scholarship, to give back, help others, go back to school. I wouldn't be where I am today without them and all of their support. Dr. Beth Quick, Dr. Derek Smith, Dr. Jason O'Brien, Dr. Whitney Mead, and others have all been tremendous supporters to me in my college and professional career. Every now and then I even email or message these professors to ask questions, get advice, or even to thank them for an assignment or something that's been really helpful in my teaching. I'm a bit of a planner. I really thought I had my plan for my life worked out when I left high school, and I didn't start out planning to be a teacher. Originally, my path led me through engineering, which is how I ended up at UAH. And then eventually I discovered that call to teach that so many teachers will say that they've experienced in their lives. But still my passion for science and technology comes through in my teaching every day and in my volunteer work with robotics programs. Teaching is absolutely incredible. I get to learn from amazing groups of kids every year. I have the best job in the world. Teaching allows me to be creative and innovative, especially in a school year like this one. I cannot even begin to describe the feeling of seeing a student have that light bulb moment and something just clicking with them in their learning, and just figuring things out and discovering. I think it's just an amazing feeling to watch with these kids. Seeing these students make up a community in class and just how they interact with each other, work together, go out of their way to be kind or help others. These are my favorite things about teaching. My approach to teaching is to be the teacher, be the person that I needed when I was younger. I put a lot of emphasis on relationships and connections, and I learned about this and experienced this importance firsthand while I was at UAH. The faculty members here are fantastic. They made me feel seen and heard and just supported, and helped me become the teacher I am today. So thank you again.
Thank you, Taylor. We are grateful your time at UAH has equipped you to play such an important role in preparing and nurturing the next generation of leaders. Our final honoree is receiving the Outstanding Young Alumni of Achievement Award. Created in 2018, this award is one of the highest honors bestowed by the UAH Alumni Association. The award recognizes UAH graduates who are under 40 years of age or younger and who have shown outstanding achievement in their profession or field while demonstrating exemplary service to the community and support of this university. To introduce our honoree is Jill Johnson, Interim Chair of Art History and Design and Associate Professor of Art.
I am so happy to introduce Toyin Oji Odutola, the winner of the 2020 UAH Young Alumni of Achievement Award. As teachers, we're not supposed to have favorites, but of course, sometimes we just can't help it. From the first day I had her in class, I knew she was the kind of student I would love to work with. She questioned everything, was a voracious reader, and had a passion for drawing, and she knew how to work hard. Plus, she was funny, smart, just plain fun to talk to. Toyin was driven to create, and I knew from the start that she could not be an artist. Toyin has had an extraordinary level of success. In 2012, Forbes magazine featured her in its list of 30 notable individuals under 30. Since then, she has surpassed the promise that that article presented. She has exhibited widely across the US, and in 2017, she mounted a solo exhibition in the Whitney Museum of American Art, one of the world's top art museums. In August, her new site-specific work entitled A Countervailing Theory opened in the Barbican Art Gallery, an art center in London and the largest of its kind in Europe. The exhibition travels to the Kunsten Museum of Modern Art in Denmark after the London show. Toyin has been featured in every major art magazine, as well as the New York Times, W Magazine, Vogue, The New Yorker, Interview, The Huffington Post, The Paris Review, and more. She recently appeared on the PBS NewsHour and has work in the collection of virtually every major museum in the US, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Museum of Modern Art, and the Smithsonian. Toyin's drawings are rich, complex, and with each new body of work, she brings something new to the table. Her earlier work was highly introspective and focused on single figures, often self-portraits. These drawings were intimate, moving, expressing both vulnerability and strength. As her career has progressed, her work has moved towards complex storytelling, imagined worlds and histories that make the viewer shift and shift and shift again, from alternate histories to this moment, from dystopia to utopia and back again. Up close, they are beautiful, detailed, full of marks that let us see the artist's hand, the making of the work. As you step back, you'll discover they're also sublime. Sublime is something Edmund Burke defined as being productive of the strongest emotion which the mind is capable of feeling. I am so proud of you, Toyin, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jill, for the incredible and lovely introduction. And thank you to the UAH Alumni Association for this truly humbling honor. I wish I could accurately express how much this honor means to me, but I will try my best in gratitude. When I transferred to UAH in 2005, I was fortunate enough to enroll in the Art and Art History department. Little did I know at the time, this move would be instrumental in formulating my artistic career. When I arrived, I was uncertain of myself and deeply lost. I had no idea what an artist should be like and often struggled to find my place within that conception. Fortunately, my education at UAH not only helped me reconfigure that notion, but to mold it into a vision that was within the realm of possibility. Something that was mine to claim and could expand upon, a land I could cultivate. This was no small thing. Being a migrant at a very young age, the idea of claiming anything for myself felt tenuous. I was haunted by an urgent sense of precarity. I often made pains to flatten myself in order to move through the world. What was presented to me at UAH were the tools to engage in making a home for myself that wasn't predicated on my past, where I came from, or what had happened to me. I was given a clean slate, a new foundation, and all those things I feared about myself were, in fact, my strengths, not my weaknesses. I must admit, I wasn't the ideal student, but my passion for art making and voracious curiosity were seen by professors such as Jill Johnson, Roxy Vesey, Michael Krause, Jose Betancourt, and Dr. David Stewart. I had the fortune of also being exposed to the UAH academic community at large, taking classes in the liberal arts, social sciences, humanities, as well as communications departments, challenged my thinking and honed my methods of expression, not just in art, but in perspectives of history, literature, and politics. The tutelage I received from professors such as Dr. Kwaku Gyasi, Dr. Brian McIntosh, Dr. Christopher A. Paul, and Dr. Nancy Finley, also shout out to Aaron Reed, from these departments were integral not only to my artistic practice, but to the kind of person I wanted to become, someone engaged in the world, as well as to the specificity of her work, someone who wasn't afraid to be wrong, and was always willing to learn and unlearn in order to better understand different ways of seeing. Yet within the art and art history department, I felt like I was part of a diverse international community that was special and unique. Every interaction or passing comment overheard, every conversation, the friendships made, the debates over lunch, the stew pangs, all of it have stayed with me all of these years. I still remember ever so keenly the afternoons and late nights in the shared studio, testing out ideas on various drawing surfaces, questioning the proclivities of my mark, taking notes on what was discovered, and relaying them back in constructive criticisms, which I continue to employ in my studio today. I came in with little belief in what I could accomplish and contribute, yet left with a strong sense of determination despite whatever obstacles might befall me. All of those nights spent in the library, all of those crazy ideas I had, they never felt ridiculous to my peers and the faculty and staff who saw me and believed in me, encouraging me to be brave regardless of what might seem impossible in my mind. Indeed, I often stumbled, but that was never treated like a finite sentence. I was shown that making mistakes was part of learning, and who I was not tied to my failings. And for that, I'll be most grateful for the rest of my life. Finally, I know in my heart I wouldn't be where I am without the love, patience, and understanding of my parents, Dr. J.A.D. Odutola and Elino G. Odutola. They were the ones who suggested I transfer to UAH, and they have been there with me throughout my rises and falls, yet never wavered in their belief in my capabilities. I want to take this moment to personally thank them for their courage and honesty. It's not easy for two Nigerian immigrants who had to work multiple jobs to make ends meet to see their daughter choose art as a career. Yet they did. And I know I am very lucky because of them. I may not have been the most obviously illustrative student, and I do have a bit of a mouth on me, which got me in some trouble with authority figures. However, I was always presented with a choice at UAH of how I wanted to define myself, not the impositions that were placed on me by society. The gift of being an artist is the ability to pay attention to the shifts of meaning, to mold language into different forms, and communicate in whichever way the context influences you. The fact that at 19, I was given the option of choice transformed my life and all the successes that has come to be sourced to that moment when I realized I was more than the limitations of what had happened to me. For what was to come would be far more interesting, if I choose it. Thank you so much again for this honor. It's for my wonderful parents. They deserve the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Toyin. Your contributions to the art world are exemplary of the creativity and talents we seek to recognize. We are honored to recognize you as a recipient of this award. I would like to congratulate all of our honorees on their outstanding accomplishments. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we are honored to recognize and celebrate some of our most prestigious alumni at this year's award ceremony. You all represent the legacy of a UAH Charger. Your academic disciplines and professional achievements demonstrate the impact of your UAH degree. As recipients of this award, the value of your hard work and perseverance will inspire current and future alumni to strive for excellence. Thank you to family, friends, faculty, and staff for joining us this morning to honor our alumni. We encourage you to reach out to our honorees and congratulate them. As our awards ceremony comes to a close, I would like to take this opportunity to encourage you to stay connected with the Alumni Association by subscribing to our monthly e-newsletter, following our Facebook page, and joining our monthly virtual events. You can also visit our website at uah.edu/alumni or contact the Office of Alumni Relations to learn more about ways you can plug in. We look forward to welcoming you back to campus very soon. This concludes our award ceremony. Thank you again for joining us. I hope everyone has a great day.